Here I have my time track set up. I bought a new alligator clip port. My alligator clip was wrong or bad, and anyway, I bought a new alligator clip port, but I think my speaker's bad also. You can't hear it that well. I got this external speaker on it, and you still can't hear it that well. You can watch that light, but I don't want to watch that light. So I bought this off of Amazon. Radio Shack is back ordered on all of them. I bought it off of Amazon. And so with that, you can hear the beat better. It's called a beat amplifier. It costs about $29. And then the alligator clip, you might be able to get them cheaper, but I paid $25, $29 for it because I wanted it right away. Plus with this, it's movable, where I could take it in the other rooms. With my time tracks, it's you have to plug it in, so you're limited to where you can take it. It sounds pretty good, but the clock keeps stopping, and I think I need to polish up the escapement. I don't believe I polished it up enough. Here I have the thing ticking away, and well, I had it ticking away. I still have a few adjustments, but you have to wait for the beat amplifier to slow down. And when you first start the pendulum off, you're going to get extra noise, is what I'm trying to get at. But I want to talk about, it's that granddaughter clock movement of mine. And if you remember, this foot was bent up to a U. And I looked on the internet trying to find this type of movement. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But there was one YouTube video. It was extremely dark. I couldn't tell what was going on, but there's a slot that this knob on this piece right here fits into. And again, I bought this clock back in 1999. I haven't worked on it since then, and I don't have good enough pictures, and I couldn't remember how that went. It must have got smashed while it was in storage. But anyway, this slides up and down, and so once I get this part figured out, this verge and crutch assembly was bent a lot, and I had to straighten a lot of it out. And so once I get that part straightened out, it'll be in beat. It's almost there. I still don't know whether this suspension spring is correct for this movement or not. It's what was with it. The German suspension springs normally are not that long. They're normally short, but it will not take a smaller suspension spring. So I'm going to have to go with that suspension spring. They, like I said, they're normally short, like this. And then the French movements have the long pendulums and suspension spring. Here's the French suspension spring right here. It's got the notch for the anti-French clock. This one's broke, but anyway, that's a French suspension spring. Like I said, the German suspension springs, most of the German clocks that I work on are short. They're not that long. But apparently in this case, it has to have a long suspension spring on it. There, the verge and crutch assembly is ticking away. But when I put the pendulum on, it quits. And again, I have to straighten all this out. And once I get it straightened all out, I'm sure it'll work just fine. It's ticking away. I need to cut my taper pen off here. I order taper pens from Time Savers. They're made in India. They're too small for this clock, and they're cheap because they're made in India. It's like a one-time use thing. Once you take them out, they break. They're brass taper pens. And so I make my pens out of nails, wire, etc. A lot of people disagree with me on that, say it's not very professional, you know, but I needed one taper pen for this clock, and I made it. So for those haters out there, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, this clock is ticking away, and it's about time to put it back into the case. Remember, that case is right there on the left. I got it all cleaned up. I still got to make a back door, and it never did come with a bezel, but when I bought that clock, I had something in mind for it, and so I'm going to stick with what I had in mind. So hopefully the next video I make will be having that movement back in the clock. God bless.